Hey everyone, Drew back with the decisive Game 3 in top 32 at the Indiana Regional. Game 2 saw AJ Deloye win, he's on the left. So Kyle Sucevich on the right gets to go first. If you didn't tune in for Game 1 or 2, this is a Typhlosion mirror match. Looks like AJ mulligans right off the bat, so Kyle will get an extra card. Now in Game 2, AJ went first, which proved to be the difference. He got the first prize and never looked back. And in Game 1, Kyle won pretty decisively. AJ had to start attacking with Typhlosions at one point, and you can't win with Typhlosion when Reshiram is such a good attacker. Alright, so it looks like he has a Cleffa in his hand this time, which he chooses to lead with, and benches a Reshiram. And Game 3 is underway. Looks like AJ has a Ninetales in his hand and a Collector, so he could have a pretty good start going second. And Kyle doesn't appear to have the best of starts this game, folks. You never like to see the bench Cleffa and a Pont going first. It's not the ideal way to start a Game 3. Alright, let's see what he gets. Looks like a Typhlosion, a Ninetales, Fire, and 2 trainers that I don't think are going to help him at all. He might have to eke this game. Actually, it looks like one of those trainers might have been a Collector, so you could choose to pass, yep. So AJ's hand is very strong going second. Kyle isn't going to be able to get a Typhlosion out for a couple turns, whereas AJ's hand's very strong. We're going to see him grab a Vulpix, a couple Cyndaquils, and get going next turn. So one Cyndaquil's out. I see a second one and a Reshiram. I did not see a Vulpix. Oh man, so he whiffed the Vulpix. It is prized. The Ninetales is prized Game 1 and the Vulpix is prized Game 3. That's gonna destroy his start. I don't see another Cyndaquil in his deck either, so he could have 2 Cyndaquils prized as well. That's horrible for AJ. He was on top of the world when he saw that hand, and now he's just deflated after that Collector. Wow. What a turn of events for Kyle. That's great for Kyle. But AJ did start with that Cleffa, so if he can eke into some Typhlosions, he might actually pass too. He has the means to get a Typhlosion out. Nah, he just goes in and ekes. He didn't have an energy in the discard, so the Typhlosion next turn wouldn't have really helped. So AJ, that's horrible news for him that the Vulpix is prized, but he does have the faster start, it appears, which is great going second. If he can go ahead and take a prize next turn, or maybe even the turn after, Kyle's start appears to be that slow, and get the Vulpix or get a Cyndaquil, he could get going and possibly win this game. So Kyle did get a Collector there. That's why he didn't eke. And he will start the setup slowly. Yep, grabs a couple Cyndaquil and a Reshiram. I'm not sure what else was in his hand. He might have had a Junk Arm. So, not sure if he can get a Ninetales out, or if he even wants. Oh, he has a Ninetales. So it doesn't matter. I kind of expect him to eke this turn. Alright, he catches up a Cyndaquil. And just passes, so his hand must be pretty strong. Does not appear like AJ got everything he needed off of that eke. Looks like a Collector and a Sage. a Pont, Communication, another Sage, and maybe a Communication as well. I expect them to Pont or Sage. I feel like Sage is probably a stronger play, which is what he chooses to use. That's not a very good Sage. He didn't hit any fire to discard. Looked like a Quilava Typhlosion at least. So in 2 turns, or next turn, he could get theoretically 2 Typhlosions out, but he doesn't have any fire in his discard. It'll be interesting to see what he grabs here. Looked like the Quilava for sure. He has to feel like Kyle's hand is pretty strong. He didn't choose the Eek. Kyle has a Ninetales out now. So he has to feel that a blue flare is coming next turn. He doesn't have any energy in his hand. It's a bad scenario for AJ right now. This Quilava's probably gonna meet its demise at the hands of a blue flare. Looks like Kyle did indeed hit a Typhlosion with that Sharon. He already had one in his hand from before. So 1 to 2 Typhlosions is not out of the question here. I don't think he hit a rare candy though, which could be a saving grace for AJ. He will get a 1-turn reprieve from blue flare. Now Kyle, I'm not sure what he could be contemplating right now. At this point his hand is so large that an Eek does not seem to be the best use of resources. He's already thinned his deck so much from Roast Reveals and Sharons. Putting those cards back would not be helpful. On the other hand, he has to know that AJ's hand is pretty weak, so he can be a little bit less aggressive. And he goes ahead and passes. Yeah, AJ has the Sage. It's really his only means of getting energy in the discard pile at this point. And it doesn't, looks like he hit 1 energy. Which, I think that was energy. I couldn't really tell what it was. He never showed it to us. Looked to be a second Typhlosion, I'm not really sure. Yep, there's 1 Typhlosion. And yeah, he's gonna have to Eek. He's really gonna try to stall here for 1 more turn. Hope Kyle doesn't have a catcher. Hope if his Cleffa stays asleep. So if Kyle whiffs 1 more turn, AJ could have a chance. After everything that's been prized for him and gone wrong in this game, he has a chance. He's still in this. No one has taken a prize yet. Kyle started so slow that AJ is still in this game. So his Cleffa woke up, so Kyle will be taking some sort of prize this turn. We'll see if he hits a rare candy after 6 more cards. Alright. I did not see a rare candy. Kyle plays the bright pink rare candy, so it's pretty stand out amongst his cards. But he can't just power up this Rush Ram at this point. Taking his time, looks like he's just gonna go ahead and get a Quilava out. Oh, no, catcher. And he chooses to go after the Typhlosions. Now, AJ had Afterburner to the Quilava to treat it before evolving to this Typhlosion, so it already had 1 damage counter, and putting it at 130 forces AJ to pretty much knock out his own Typhlosion with Afterburner. If he chooses, he can Afterburner twice this turn, knock out his own Typhlosion, and then attack again with Reshiram. Didn't see a plus power in his hand, but he does have Junk Arm. Not sure. He just goes ahead and passes, trying to force Kyle into knocking out the Typhlosion. Now, Kyle actually can pass his turn if he wants to. It's pretty much a stalemate at this point. AJ is gonna have to knock out his Typhlosion if Kyle wants him to. And if I was Kyle, I might pass here. No reason to attack. AJ hasn't seen a Typhlosion or Rare Candy out of Kyle, so he could be hoping that Kyle has somehow prized a ton of stuff too. And yeah, Kyle does pass here. Like I said, AJ has to knock out his own Typhlosion at this point. Which looks like he's going to. Yep. And a Pont. Try to get a plus power out of that. Or a catcher. At this point, AJ is crying for his Legends Awakened Azelf. And I missed that card too. It was a very useful card. Get those Pokemon out of the prizes. Looked like he got a catcher, so he will take a prize. All hope is not lost. And he avoided Afterburnering to that Reshiram, so Kyle's gonna need another catcher or plus power to take a prize this turn, which I don't doubt he has in such a huge hand. And Typhlosion finally sees play at Kyle's side of the table. Since Kyle got a Typhlosion out, and considering what AJ has prized, I would be very surprised if Kyle lost this game. There's insurmountable odds for AJ to come back. You really hate to see a game 3 end like this. It doesn't look like AJ got one of the Pokemon he needs off the prize he took. So yeah, it's all about Kyle's gonna trade the next couple turns with AJ's Reshiram, and then after that, I mean, he forgot the Afterburner last turn to the bench Reshiram, so he could not even be able to attack next turn. Probably won't be able to Blue Flare. So yeah, Kyle took the prize. He plus powered and tells Reshiram to taste the pain with a Blue Flare. I expect to see AJ scoop pretty soon. Maybe he'll play this out just for, you know, you hate to concede a game 3. But all hope appears to be lost for AJ. He can't Blue Flare this turn like I said, so he'll probably have to eek. Hope to stay asleep. gonna junk arm for something. Yeah, the catcher. Plays a copycat for a pretty good amount. It's like Ninetales, communication, a black belt, Cynical, second communication, and rescue energy. Choose to use one of those communications for a rush ram. That's really the only basic that is in his deck. And he chooses not to Afterburner again. No sense giving Kyle a free catcher KO off of Blue Flare. So the second Typhlosion comes into play. Not really sure why AJ didn't eke, because his Clef was gonna be knocked out from this Typhlosion. Looks like Kyle's looking through his discard pile, see what trainers are in there. He is going to grab a catcher. Yeah, try to finish off AJ's last Typhlosion. He obviously didn't get a Cynical from his one prize. And if you knock out the Typhlosion, there's no way, obviously, that Reshiram can Blue Flare every turn. See what AJ does this turn. The rescue energy is not going to help this time. Oh no. He actually attaches the rescue to Typhlosion, but I guess he forgets that Typhlosion discards energy, so the rescue is pretty much useless. And Afterburners to the Reshiram before passing. Kyle's just gonna Flare destroy this Typhlosion, get rid of that rescue. And continue to power up his bench Reshiram. And after AJ, he did think that the rescue brought the Typhlosion back, and Kyle tells him, so that's pretty much, he says that sucks, and concedes. Shows the prizes, the Cyndaquil and the Vulpix are in there. So it looks like Kyle Sucevich is going to move on, and he will face Eric Richards in top 16. And we'll be right back with more coverage for you guys at the Indiana Regional.